Welcome back to the channel. Married at First Sight has been a dumpster fire, okay? But from a therapist perspective, there's been so many things to talk about to help you guys educate yourselves about your own relationships, how you show up in the world, and developing a relationship with yourself. So today, y'all need to learn about apology languages, okay? Some of y'all don't know how to apologize, take accountability, and looking at these last couple episodes, were the apologies genuine? Where was the compassion? Okay, everybody is out for self. It's survival of the fittest on this episode. Couples retreat. So make sure, if you are new here, you subscribe. You know you want to stay. But let's get into some things now. What do you think about when you think about apology languages? Did you know there was a such thing as apology languages? Most people think of, I'm going to say sorry, and that's it. Okay, but there is this thing where it's about expressing regret, remorse, having compassion, genuinely repenting, and making your partner feel like, I really do regret. I really do feel like what I did was wrong. I hurt you. Being vulnerable. Okay, and some people don't like being vulnerable because they feel naked. They don't want to have so much out there about themselves. They rather what? Stay in control. And if I'm vulnerable and I let you see me be vulnerable, based off sometimes my past history and relationships, that has been weaponized against me. So people need to learn how to apologize, look at themselves, self-reflect. And so let's look at the dynamics here of our little triangle. I think it's become a square at this point. You got David and Madison, you got Michelle, and you got Alan. Okay, all in this little triangle, which is now, we're gonna call it a square. Okay. Now looking at the way things were handled on a couples retreat, I don't think that there was really any apologies. Okay. Looking at the first language, expressing regret. Do you think anybody really expressed regret in these dynamics? I feel like there was just a lack of compassion. There was a lack of care. And I feel like everyone within our little square was out for self-preservation. I know y'all team Michelle, but Michelle was out for self. Madison was out for self. Okay. And then we have David. Okay. The only person that I feel like really got lost in the sauce, in the mix of it all, was Alan. And I just don't feel like there was an apology. Do y'all remember hearing an apology? I don't think there really was this episode, any type of apology about, hey, I hurt you, I apologize. And even when Madison, to me, had the opportunity to go and talk to her husband, yes, girl, it's your husband. You are married, you're on a TV show. It's almost like once she went and talked to David and they had their little Tubi moment, okay? It was for me, the text, you like me? Yeah, I like you, girl. It was like, do y'all realize y'all in front of cameras? And as much as I feel like it's good that, you know, someone got love out of this, the means and the method of doing it, I don't approve of. I think Madison, to me, showed a lot of her character, and she could have expressed regret. I'm sorry. Show remorse. Be sincere. Okay? Showing empathy. But instead, it was all about her and her needs and what she wanted. And being in a relationship with someone who does not have the apology language of expressing regrets, it goes back into their character as an individual. Okay. And some of y'all might think, what y'all be saying, the way you get them is the way you lose them. But based off of my reporting from the streets, okay, I have my ear to the streets, they're still together. Almost 2 years later. And some people think that they might already be married, y'all. So in Savannah's eyes, that is a good man. And that maybe Michelle just slept on him. Because there's lots of y'all who be in my DMs saying You know, I would love to run my fingers through that hair, not in my DMs, my comment section. Y'all publicly go back to some of them videos and look at them comments. But I feel like there was a lack of regret, remorse, and empathy and compassion that when you are apologizing to someone, those things are needed. Now, the second thing is accepting responsibility. Okay? Did anybody accept responsibility? Understand, like, let me take some accountability. Let me acknowledge I have hurt you. Okay, no excuses. Okay, I was wrong, and show accountability. Look at yourselves. Look into your own relationships. Do you show accountability? Do you struggle to admit and take accountability for I was wrong? And why do you struggle to take accountability? And another thing is that in these episodes, in the comments, people who watch, I see you guys have some unconscious bias. I don't know if it's because some of the things you've been through on your own relationships, that transference that's coming up, and you guys are projecting that onto some of these people, that there is still people who are Team Michelle who think that what she did was not wrong. Now, her blowing the spot up, that was all, to me, production. But I do think it was wrong on how she said it, how she went after the truth. Because who became the victim in this? In her search for the truth. Okay? Alan. And I think that, to me, I'm like, there has to be some type of responsibility to self. Let me reflect on how I handled this. I was so after the truth. I was so into being right that my friend got hurt. Okay, so look at that. Number 2, it was accepting responsibility. Now, when it comes to the third one, restitution. All right, what is that? What comes up for you when you think about that word? What does it mean to repent, if you want to use that word? Okay, to really show I am making significant change. I am trying to be a better person. What do my actions show? Do my actions show amongst these people that I ever cared, that I want to do better, that I care about you? And as much as David and Michelle don't have any type of relationship, on both parts, to me, there is no care. I think in the beginning, for a long time, David was trying to make things work, but I think he got to a point where, what's the point of me trying? But that does not mean you just step out and stop caring. I think there just could have been more communication, more conversations, but a lot of these people on these shows lack emotional intelligence, the capacity to think past themselves, the capacity to put my stuff over here and give me and look out at the perspective of how this might be affecting somebody else. And so I do think that David, he tried and tried and tried, and that he eventually gave up. But you also have to take responsibility for the fact that you chose to step out into somebody else's marriage. Okay? Remember that these people are still married. And when he said, your wife knows me better than my wife, diabolical. Diabolical. Your wife knows me better than my wife. And he said it with his chest. He had no remorse, no repenting. He was committed to what? Letting it be known, I'm staying on business. That's my girl. We going home together. And I can't help that I love me some mismatched extensions, because you know the top look one way and the bottom look another way. Okay? But I'm in love. Okay? But where was the composure? He led to me in that scene with ego and forgot. This is another person. This is somebody's husband. I guess this is your friend. I'm just like, I'm not really into them really being friends because I don't believe it. But what happened to all of that? What happened to, hello, how are you? My name is. What happened to that? Okay. But in his eyes, I'm going to do me. And I feel like everyone forgot about Alan, what he needs, what is best for him, and just human to human. Y'all, human to human. But going deeper into the apology languages and looking at expressing regret. Look at your own relationships. When you make mistakes, do you apologize just for the sake of apology? Do you feel remorseful? Are you regretful of the way that you handled things? Do you even apologize? I think some people say sorry for what? Just to say it. But what's behind the words? Where are the actions? How am I going to show that I really am sorry? I really want to repair things in my relationship. Or is it more about, this is uncomfortable, I don't like that you're upset with me, I don't like that you're mad with me, so I need to do something to fix it because this is uncomfortable. A lot of y'all also cannot sit with discomfort in relationships. One of those people to me is Madison. Is a prime example of someone I don't feel like can sit well with discomfort. Now, when she was in the bathroom, cleaning up, wiping stuff, okay, why weren't you out there trying to talk to your husband? Why was it that it was up to David to go over there and talk to your husband? Not to mention also, we have to talk about how there was a lack of responsibility amongst David and Madison. Okay, now we got to the part where he did apologize, but looking at these languages, was it sincere? Was he remorseful? Did he take accountability? He kind of took accountability, but not from a place of, I'm really sorry. It was a place of, fuck it. I don't want to do this no more. You want all of it? You gonna drag it out like a dead horse? Okay, girl. There was no Tiffany. There was no food. The message was for Madison. Okay. You happy now? See, that type of tone is more about, I think he was defeated, but his ego was at play. And when you guys think about apologizing, what is at the forefront? Is it that you want to repair the relationship? Is it that you've been defeated by the nagging, by the repeated questions of, tell me, David, who's it for? Do you apologize out of sincerity? I never heard I hurt you, a heartfelt apology. It was more like, girl, get out my face. I'm trying to go over there and be my girl. And here you are asking me these questions. You want it, here it is. And people have to learn to not let their egos get in the way of really taking accountability, responsibility, reflecting about themselves. But people, to me, don't make the time to really look at themselves and how they function in relationships. And so I need you guys to think about, how can I make this right when apologizing? Resolution, expressing regrets, taking responsibility, all of the languages that we have discussed throughout this video, which one fits you? Do you feel like when you apologize or when you have been apologized to? Okay, let's look at y'all old relationships, the ones you're still in. What do your partner's apologies look like? Do you apologize by gifts, flights? Okay, trying to distract you from what the behaviors were, what they need to apologize for, really making things right. Instead of my action showing that I apologize, me moving forward as us having like a emotionally intelligent conversation. Let me get them flowers. Let me pull some cards off of out of Offset's book. Okay, fill the house up with roses, a couple Birkins, a new car, a new house. Now I know some of y'all are not on that level. Okay, shit, I ain't either. Okay, but I think sometimes people apologize through gifts, through distractions. But once again, when you look at some of these relationships on Married at First Sight, does the apology come with changed behavior? Ask yourself when you're looking at your own relationships, do I see change? Do I see change behavior? And that's looking at your partner side of it. Okay. Now with myself, am I sincere? Is my sorry, I'm sincere? Do I say I'm wrong? Is that too much for your ego to admit that you are wrong? And have you ever thought about the apology language? We talk about love languages, but we don't talk about apology languages. And I think apologies are really big in relationships because sometimes we do things, we say things that we don't even know her or partner. And so is it hard for you to accept that, ooh, my partner is telling me that I hurt them? I don't want to apologize because I don't think what I said was wrong, ego. Do you move past your ego and put the relationship at the forefront, your partner? Because some of these relationships are very much ego driven. That what happens? The ego becomes the core of the relationship, and love, commitment, trust get pushed back here because what's important? My ego being filled, not your feelings. Fuck your feelings. My ego needs to be fulfilled. And if my ego is not being fulfilled, then what? You see the sabotage. You see the finger pointing. You're the problem instead of me acknowledging what I said, what I did hurt you. And how long are you going to keep sleeping with him? How long you going to keep taking them flowers as apologies, them trips, them Birkins, the bundles, the distractions? So I want you guys to think about the dynamics of your own relationships, looking at it through the lens of, I guess, Married at First Sight, y'all. So now you have your 5 apology languages, okay? You have the expressing regret, accepting accountability, making restitution, and genuinely repenting. I want you to use this video as a way to reflect upon yourself and romantic partners, relationships with peers, friends, family. How do the apology languages show up in your relationship? And did you know there was a such thing as apology languages? Now take this information, sit with it, and see how you can improve yourself. And once you start pouring into yourself, pour it back into other places in your life. Okay? But make sure you do some things to work on yourself, empower yourself to become a better individual. Hit that like, you subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let me know how are you going to use this video, the things you have learned here, to help yourself in your own relationships. All right, bye.